Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited that you joined us today. We have some fantastic schools joining us. My name is Jessica, and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping notes for us. Number one, your camera and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. If you have any questions, use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to ask any questions to any of the presenters at any time. This is just one of the few sessions happening today, so make sure you go back and check the schedule and sign up on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. I'd like to now turn it over to our first presenter, Purdue University.
Hello, thank you so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. Thank you guys so much for coming. My name is Quincy. I serve as an assistant director in the Office of Admissions at Purdue University. To give a general overview of our campus, we're a very large public university. We have about 45,000 students on our campus. 34,000 are undergraduates. Now we do have students coming from all 50 states and nearly 130 countries. Now, although we are a land grant institution, meaning that 51% of Indiana residents is on purpose, you can tell we are also globally diverse as well. Now, this year in 2021, we got our consensus. We actually did enroll our largest undergraduate class size to have now over 35,000 undergraduate students. Because of that, we've been able to renovate a lot of spaces for classrooms and housing. My favorite renovation that we did was we renovated in a university church, the sanctuary, to now be a lecture hall that seats 250 students. So we're constantly growing as a university. Now, probably a lot of you are wondering where Purdue is located at. We are in West Lafayette, Indiana. So from Minnesota, it's like a 9-ish hour drive, easier to probably fly. If you cross over a bridge, it's the Wabash River. There's Lafayette and there's West Lafayette, and the two combined, we just call them the greater Lafayette area, has about 150,000 people total. 1 out of every 4 are going to be a Purdue student. Now, there's a lot of fun things to do in this college town. There's ice skating in the winter, a farmer's market in the summer. There's festivals and concerts that go on year round. So we typically don't find students get bored being in West Lafayette, but if you do want a different vibe, we are only an hour from Indianapolis and 2 hours from Chicago. If you do fly into campus, we also have shuttle bus services that will pick students up and bring them to campus from the airports, both Chicago and Indy. Also will take you from campus to those airports if you need to go home. Now, while you're at Purdue and you're pursuing your undergraduate degree, you have a lot of opportunities to enhance your academic experience through opportunities that are designed to help you achieve your specific goals. One of those areas is in research. We have over 2,000 research opportunities at Purdue, not just in STEM disciplines. We have over 200 majors on our campus, and any and all students have that opportunity, and about half graduate having pursued one research experience on our campus. We also have what's called our Certificate in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. It's one of the largest multidisciplinary programs in the United States, and we currently have over 1,500 students participating in this. In this, you'll be able to essentially develop new business models, develop and identify new venture opportunities through market research, and develop those basic business literacy skills that companies and employers want to see. Now, we also offer an honors college. It's a very interdisciplinary component to a student's education. If you come to Purdue as a biology student, most of your classes and curriculum would be within the biology department. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's why you're coming to Purdue. But if you want to really learn how biology would relate to an art history student, an animation student, a game development and design major on our campus, that's really what honors college embodies. So it takes that additional next step to see how your degree applies to the world and enhance your critical thinking skills. Now, we also offer a Degree Plus program as a partnership with our College of Liberal Arts to add an additional major in our liberal arts program. We also have some programs in some of our majors that offer Degree in 3, where you essentially can graduate in 3 years instead of 4. Now, these are all of our colleges and schools listed up. We have over 200 majors at Purdue, and they're all housed within one of these departments and schools. I will say exploratory studies is one that definitely stands out to our institution. If of our 200 plus majors, it's very overwhelming and maybe you don't know what you want to study before you get to campus, that's absolutely okay. I encourage students to apply to exploratory studies. It essentially allows you to come to campus having not yet declared your degree. You get up to 2 years to decide, and you get an academic advisor that's specific to you and your advising to help you narrow down our majors based on your personality and career interests. Now, even if you stay in exploratory for the full 2 years, this program is set up to allow you to still graduate in a 4-year timeframe, which is pretty awesome. Another program for Purdue that's really popular is our College of Engineering. So if you do have a passion for engineering, all our engineers start in our first year engineering program, and you declare your specific discipline within engineering, like mechanical, civil, electrical, going into your sophomore year. Now, these are all of our dates and deadlines. If you are a senior, I like to note our application deadlines of November 1st and January 15th. I always encourage students to apply November 1st for a couple reasons. If you want to be automatically considered for merit scholarship, this is our deadline to do that in. In addition to that, if you have any interest in our honors college, their application within the Common App is also November 1st. And if you apply early action, you will receive your decision on January 15th at 5 p.m. So you know the exact day and time you'd get your decision from Purdue. Now, if you miss that deadline, that's okay. We have a regular decision deadline of January 15th, where you'd get your decision at the latest March 31st, but we don't have a specific time of when we release those. Now, this is just a general overview of our in-state, out-of-state, and international tuition. I do like to note we've been frozen for 10 consecutive years, meaning our tuition has not increased since 2012. And if you actually include room and board and the total cost of attendance, it's decreased since then. Guaranteed not to go up for the 2022-2023 school year, and after that, very committed to trying to keep college affordable and accessible for all students. Now, another way to maximize scholarship is some of our colleges within some of our schools offer supplemental scholarships. Not all of them do, but if your school does, that and the application or the FAFSA would need to be completed by December 15th. And lastly, this is my contact information. I'll include it in the chat as well, but thank you guys so much for listening about Purdue, and hope to interact with you guys more soon in the coming months.
All right, thank you so much. So next up, we have Minnesota State University, Moorhead.
Yes, hello. I'm gonna share my screen. Everything look good there? Can you guys see my presentation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. I just can't see you guys. Awesome. Hi guys, my name is Madison. I'm an admissions representative here at Minnesota State University, Moorhead. So this first slide here, you can see a kind of cool picture of our campus looking east. If you're not familiar with the area, we're located right next to Fargo, North Dakota, which more people are normally more familiar with Fargo than Moorhead. A little bit about our campus size. So following Purdue, we are most definitely a much smaller university, but in comparison to some of the other universities that surround MSUM, we're definitely considered a small to mid-sized university with about 5,500 students total. So that's our entirety of our campus. So within that, our average class size is about 18 or so students. So you can see that 19:1 student to faculty ratio. So we're definitely that campus size that is really strives to get students that personal connections with your faculty members, with your admissions representatives like myself, so on and so forth. And you see 100% of our courses are taught by faculty members. So we really strive to ensure that whoever is teaching you the information or content that you're looking for is obviously very well equipped and very well knowledgeable to do so. So it's a very college-y feel of a town with about 5 universities in the Fargo-Moorhead area. So as every university has some of their more popular and unique programs, you can see our popular programs located on the left there, and then some unique programs, meaning that either not a lot of universities in the area offer these programs, or they're just something MSUM is very well known for. For instance, like our film production programs, our animation programs are really popular on our campus, along with our SLHS programs, broadcast journalism, and then again, more popular programs on the left. When we're talking about our programs at MSUM, it's going to transition into this next slide here regarding what we call experiential learning. So just ensuring that students are getting that real world experience while obtaining their undergraduate degree and being able to take that, transfer that into any employment opportunities that they may have after graduation. So that's a big, big emphasis on our campus here. If we were to go back to the last slide, I can kind of explain what some of those instances are. Like for instance, health and medical sciences, we have a cadaver lab on campus, broadcast journalism, we have a full green screen room, production process on our campus, we have recording studios, we have a daycare on our campus for elementary inclusive education students. So I always like to allude to that idea that you're going to get that hands-on experience before you graduate, which employers are always looking for. So you can see it talks about hands-on research opportunities on our campus. Also in the Fargo-Moorhead area, we have something unique that's called Tri-College, which with the 5 universities in the area, it essentially allows you to take courses at any of the other 4 universities. So we have North Dakota State University in the area, Concordia College, and a couple other 2-year schools. So it allows you to really customize customize your educational experience to exactly what you're looking for by being able to take courses at those cross campuses. We also, of course, have study abroad programs and tons of internships and job shadowing opportunities for students as well. And then, of course, another big piece of your collegiate experience is student life. With a smaller size campus as ourselves, about 5,500 students, we have over 110 different clubs and organizations. They range from pure interest related, a lot of clubs and organizations related to your specific area of interest. So of course, we're all, who is all on this panel, are going to encourage you to get involved when you get on a college campus, whether that's through a club or an organization, or as this slide shows, some different athletic opportunities as well. We're a Division II school, so we compete in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. That's a cool picture of our football field there as well. Then here it just talks a little bit about the cost of our attendance. So seniors, if you're watching, I'm sure a couple other people will mention that the good old FAFSA is up and running and ready for you to fill out. So I would encourage you all to send it to the universities you're interested in so you can start getting a clarified number regarding your cost of attendance. But this spreadsheet here will show you how much it is in cost of attendance for MSUM. I always like to highlight banded tuition. Essentially what banded tuition is it allows students to take anywhere from 12 to 18 credits while still paying the same price. So essentially what banded tuition is one flat tuition rate that you pay for the flexibility between 12 and 18 credits. So it allows you to really, maybe one semester you're busy with an internship, so you decide to take 13 credits. The next semester you have a little more free time, you decide to take 17. It just, again, allows you that flexibility. So around $20,000 for that freshman year with living on campus and that meal plan. And then thereon after, it's just that tuition and fees. So of course, a great way to bring that cost down is through scholarships. So you'll hear the word merit thrown out there a lot, essentially scholarships based on either GPA and or ACT. So you can see on the screen here, these are some of our automatic scholarships that we award students. So for instance, if you have a 3.9 or a 30 ACT, you would receive an automatic scholarship of $14,000. So we do take your cumulative high school GPA, and we'll always take your highest ACT score as well. So it gives you some room to improve if need be. These can be added on top of any what we call competitive scholarships. So just meaning that you can apply for scholarships related to your specific area of interest. In order to be automatically admitted into MSUM, you just have to meet one of the following 3 bubbles up here: 3.0 GPA, 21 or higher in the ACT, or be in the top 50th percentile of your high school class. And then these would be some of the next steps that we would encourage students to do once they make that decision. But as I'm sure many reps up here will agree with, my biggest piece of advice regarding your college search process is just getting on a college campus. We have lots of visitors trickling in and out of our university lately. So we would really encourage you all to get on some college visits. Really, like I said, in the Fargo-Moorhead area, we have 3 4-year universities. One's a private and 2 are public universities. So it gives you the ability to really see what size fits your best needs. If you want to go to 4-year public, private, 2-year, I would encourage you all to visit one of the few. But I also will put my contact information in the chat as well. But thank you all for listening, and I will pass it on off to Jessica now.
All right, thank you so much. So next up, we have Itasca Community College.
Good evening. So I'm Bill Marshall. I'm the Director of Enrollment Services or Admissions at Itasca Community College. And for most of you, it always takes a little bit on my computer for some reason to advance to the next slide. So it'll probably go about 4 slides ahead when it finally does. There we go. Okay, so we're in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Most of you, of course, very familiar with Minnesota, not necessarily where Grand Rapids is exactly, but you can see on the map here, 3-hour drive from the Twin Cities area, and there's like 4 different ways to get there from the Twin Cities. It's always about 3 hours if you're coming from the middle, but there's always going to be a better way or certain times of the year. Duluth about 1.5 hours, Bemidji about 1.5 hours. So it's centrally located in northern Minnesota. And I don't have the slide up with how big we are, but it's a pretty small school. So we're about 1,000 students. So it's a small residential community college, and we do have on-campus housing and commuter students. The area has 1,000 plus lakes just in Itasca County. So we've got more than our fair share of lakes for Minnesota, which is known as the land of 10,000 lakes. There's 5 beautiful lakes right in town. So if you're really into the recreation outdoors, it's really a lot of forests and a lot of lakes. So lots of public land you can access if you're into natural resources and the outdoors, and then those lakes for the year-round activities. Our tagline is the best place to start, and there's a lot of different reasons you can see that, you know, we use that tagline. Cost-wise, you're definitely going to get a lot of bang for your buck at Itasca. And when I say it says least expensive option, that basically means if you choose Itasca, you're choosing community college, and community colleges in Minnesota cost tuition fees are very similar, and you'll see kind of a comparison coming up. But you're able to save a lot of money, and you can still get scholarships to knock that down even more. Our sizes are class sizes are small, so you will have class size average around 23, but there's actually a lot of classes that are lower than that, and we never have a class more than 40. Location, I already talked about that a little bit. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about community colleges, and it's definitely true for Itasca, is that you are guaranteed acceptance. If you apply and you graduate high school, you'll be able to come to Itasca. Most of our programs you can choose to enter, and there's not a separate application. So that doesn't apply to our nursing program, but any other program, including engineering, including natural resources, there's no additional acceptance required. You want to do your best in high school, but you don't have to fret and worry and stress out about whether you're going to get accepted. We have practical programs. All of our programs are really practical and hands-on, but some programs are really set up to get you out in the workforce right away, within a year for some of them, within 2 years for others. And then another half of our students, are actually a few more than that, actually do plan to transfer on and go to a 4-year degree. So you're starting with Itasca, going on to get another couple of years after that. It's a good way to save money, a good way to keep all your classes small and stay with that practical learning. We have athletics and we have student life. So I'll get into those a little bit more. Here's kind of a tuition and fees comparison just across different types of colleges. You can see our 2021 tuition. I actually left on averages from 2020 for the other schools. Now this is just on tuition and fees. You have to consider housing on top of that, but really before housing with tuition fees, you're going to be under $6,000 as a full-time student at Itasca, and that's before any scholarships or financial aid. We do have about 150 different scholarships that we give out to students. Most of them are, we've got this one full tuition presidential scholarship that requires some higher academics, merit-based, but most of our other scholarships, 140 or so, don't have specific requirements related to like your GPA. But I did want to point this one out. If you are a student with a higher ACT score, GPA, you could come to Itasca with a full tuition scholarship. So check that out. The first deadline is December 1st and then March 1st for the next one. Top programs. So we really do get a lot of students from outside the area, all around the state and out of state, and even several different countries for our engineering program. So it's a 2-year program, but you're getting a degree with us, but you do transfer on to get your 4-year engineering degree in almost any engineering discipline you're interested in. So whether it's one of the more traditional civil, chemical, mechanical, or I already said chemical, but anyway, electrical, or you're looking at doing biomedical or environmental engineering, petroleum engineering. We have students go into all those different areas. And what's great about that is not only you're saving a ton of money at Itasca, going to be able to graduate with little to no debt, and then you're earning a lot of money to start with because engineering does have some of the highest earning potential of any major. Natural resources is another one that's really big for us. Forestry, wildland, firefighting, it's huge. So if you're getting sick of being behind a computer, kind of in the second year of the pandemic, and you're wanting to get outdoors more, natural resources is great for that, because even in the classes you take, you're going to be outdoors more than 50% of the time. Other programs you can see here, I only got a couple seconds, but if you have questions, ask them in the Q&A. We have on-campus housing. Not every school has that, so it's good to take a look at that. And then athletics, you won't be sitting on the bench if you come and play at Itasca. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to the next school.
All right, thank you so much, Bill. So next up, we have Dakota County Technical College.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me and giving me the opportunity to share some details about Dakota County Technical College and what a two-year technical college is about. My name is Danny Monroe, and I am one of the admissions representatives at DCTC, and I'm gonna jump into sharing my screen for you. And you should be looking at my slide for just some basic fundamental foundational information about what DCTC is about. We are a two-year technical college. So our motto is education for employment. This means that our 50+ programs at the college are designed to successfully transition a graduate directly into the workforce. So we offer short programs, 1 or 2 years long is all. Great fit for the students that maybe don't necessarily see themselves jumping into a 4-year program immediately. Perhaps really they're excited to get into their career. They want to step into the trades and get a technical skill. And so that's really what our gorgeous portfolio of programs is about at DCTC. Again, education for employment. We are located about 20 minutes south of the metro, and we're in Rosemount, Minnesota, right off of County Road 42. And our campus is filled with these beautiful labs that offer a hands-on learning experience for anything from students going into the trades, the automotive, the heavy construction equipment, the heavy duty truck, to learning how to be an electrical line worker or an electrician or a welder. These labs offer the opportunity for those students to seek education for employment, to be learning in a hands-on atmosphere that mirrors what they're going to be transitioning into when they graduate. Another important fact that I want to stress is that we are one of the 37 state institutions in the Minnesota state system of colleges and universities. And that allows us as a system, as a member of that system, to offer the lowest tuition in the state of Minnesota. Our campus is also small. We serve approximately 2,300 students each academic year, and those students are in a variety of programs and a variety of awards, variety of formats. Some are online for the few programs that we do offer online format. Some are part-time, some are full-time. And so I'm gonna click through here and get into a little bit about our student community at DCTC. We value and celebrate diversity. So these bullets just kind of give an overview. For example, 29% students of color and Indigenous students, 58% of our students are actually first-generation college students. Very exciting, meaning neither parent has a bachelor's degree. Some students are coming to us already having some college background. And so it allows us to have a wonderful, diverse community of students. And I also want to get into our employment rate for our graduates. Because we are education for employment, I want to just add a little bit of clarity to this. And not only do our students get the assistance needed to prepare successfully for the job search process through Aria and her team in the Career Services Department, but she also is happy to work with students before they're even students to help them explore what potential programs and careers would be a good fit for them, whether or not it ends up lining up with something that we do offer at DCTC. But 96.8% of our graduates are employed, and that is our most recent statistic. And so I just want to cover that quickly. And then I just want to offer a quick overview of the support that our students have at Dakota County Technical College, not necessarily dipping into each one here, but I just wanted to offer a visual. For instance, our students not only have an academic advisor, but they also have a faculty advisor. And their academic advisor also serves as kind of a one-stop shop. They can assist with not only registration for classes, questions about your schedule, planning out what you're going to take when throughout your college career, but they also are a financial aid specialist. So you not only get to make the changes to your schedule, but then you also get to discuss what may change with with financial aid eligibility and how that would look and how you can work through that. And so they are, again, a really wonderful one-stop shop for students, and kind of makes it very simple in terms of, you know, managing the administrative stuff when you are a student. And then going into, this is my favorite slide. I give a presentation every week. It's an hour long, so this is challenging for me to squish it into such a short period of time. But I really like to stress to my students the value of seeking balance as a student. Of course, your academics are very important. Your homework, your class time, your projects with your fellow students. But everybody needs balance in their life, and every college, regardless of where you go, is going to have opportunities to find that balance. DCTC has a wonderful student life center staffed with individuals to help students connect with opportunities for that balance, whether it's playing in one of the 6 varsity athletic teams, whether it's joining the student senate and becoming involved in the big decisions that happen on campus, or stepping into some clubs and organizations that offer a lot of value, not only to show passion in a particular area, whether it's related to your program or not, but also allow you to add something to your resume and meet other people. So I just want to show our website, which is dctc.edu. You just click on the admissions button to learn about the very succinct admissions process. The steps are all laid out on that page. We also have a scholarships page. I encourage you to apply for scholarships regardless of where you go. So that brings me to the end of my 6 minutes. I appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about DCTC, and I'll pop my contact information into the chat.
All right, thank you so much. So next up, we have Valparaiso University.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to share my screen real quick, just like everybody else. And I'm Jessica Jansen. I'm one of our senior assistant directors of admission and financial aid at Valpo, or Valparaiso University, and we're located in Valparaiso, Indiana, which is located about an hour southeast of Chicago and about 20 minutes from the Indiana Dunes National Park, which is the 7th most visited national park in the country. You can hike, camp, snowshoe, even go to the beach. It's a really great combination of things that are happening. But overall, Valpo is an independent Lutheran institution with approximately 3,100 undergraduate students from most of the 50 states, as well as 34 countries. We're a diverse and inclusive community that welcomes students of all faiths, backgrounds, cultures, and identities to campus. And that includes a lot of different students coming with a lot of different passions. So we offer over 70 different degree programs within our 5 direct admit colleges, which include our College of Arts and Sciences, which houses most of our majors, our College of Business, our College of Engineering, our College of Nursing and Health Professions, and Christ College, which is our 3rd oldest honors college in the country, and it offers students in every field of study and engaging in an alternative path to complete their general education requirements. There are plenty of academic options, like I mentioned, and our goal is to help our students find and develop their passions on campus. And that goes through our dedicated faculty, who are the only ones teaching classes. We don't have teaching assistants or graduate assistants teaching. Average class size is about 20. Our student to faculty ratio is 10-to-1. Probably our top 5 most popular majors include nursing, engineering, education, meteorology, and our physician assistant program. But as I mentioned, we have over 70. So you get to curate your own academic journey on campus with what you're passionate about. Or if you're unsure, which is totally okay, you'll have academic and faculty support designed to help cover and help you discover those passions. So not all the time in high school do you get the opportunity to do that. So we fully understand that students may not know exactly what they're passionate about. And our faculty and staff go beyond academics to get to know you personally, become mentors, which is a really great characteristic of smaller schools like Valpo. We do have a lot of academic support on campus for students. We are here to see students succeed. which I think is incredibly important. Our Career Center runs about 80 different programs a semester, and our placement rate is above 90% for the past 28 consecutive years. Last year it was 94%, but they run, like I said, 80 different programs a semester, whether it be mock interviews, resume writing workshops, etiquette dinners, job and internship fairs, and the ability to connect with our 60,000 plus global alumni network. That's all available for our students, regardless of what year they are in college. We also offer math and science tutoring in the engineering-based HESI Center, Academic Success Center, which is also tutoring, our Writing Center, Language Resource Center. They're all free for our students, which allows academic excellence to be available for everybody. The AARC is listed on there, and that's the Access and Accommodations Office, which is available for students looking for support outside of the classroom or in the classroom. Again, we're really kind of focused on making sure that you're going to be excelling in and out of the classroom. We also have our counseling center and a health center on campus to make sure that you're healthy. So getting to the fun stuff, we have, I always kind of describe Valpo as a big, small school. And we have over 400 Valpo students that are participating in Division I athletics. But we also have intramurals, club sports, and over 100 different clubs and organizations, such as our University Programming Council, Dance Marathon, multicultural organizations such as our Black Student Organization, BSO, or Alliance, study abroad opportunities, service trips over our 2-week spring break, which is pretty unique to Valpo that we get 2 weeks, faith life organizations, and you can participate in fine arts, whether you're a major or a non-major. So if you want to participate as an extracurricular, you can definitely do that. And we also have Greek life on campus. So about 30% of our students participate in Greek life. So like I said, I always kind of describe us as big school or small school, big school opportunities, kind of that really great balance. You won't get lost in the crowd. If you could see, maybe you picture yourself here at Valpo, you can apply for free using our application online or the Common App. We are on a rolling admission basis and free of charge. I do encourage students to apply before November 1st, which is our priority scholarship deadline. And it's a great way to maximize your scholarship potential on campus. We are test optional for the 22-23 academic year, and all of our programs and majors are included with that test optional statement, and our tuition is not going to be increasing for 22-23. So we will utilize your weighted high school GPA that you can see academic merit scholarship money that you'll qualify on the right of that slide. And then in addition, we do always encourage students to file the FAFSA, which allows students to receive a minimum of at least $1,000 additional just for filing with us. I encourage you to follow us on social. The orange one is Zimi, which is a great way to connect with our Valpo student community. Winton Jones works with all of our students in Wisconsin and Minnesota, but I'll also put my contact information as well as his in the chat box. So if you do have specific questions, you can reach out to either one of us. We all love to share about Valpo, and we can't wait to connect with you.
All right, thank you, Jess. So next up, we will have Maryville University.
Thanks. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself if I share my screen. My name is Shawnee Lenore Jenkins, and I am the Vice President of Enrollment at Maryville University. And I'm going to just jump right into our presentation. Maryville University is a small private school located in St. Louis, Missouri, about 2,900 students. Students from all over 50 states, 47 different countries, so really diverse. We have about 90 different academic programs, and we'll talk a little bit later about some of the extracurricular life on campus. So as we know, a lot of things have happened in the last 2 years with the pandemic, but at Maryville, we really do believe there were some good things that came out of the pandemic, and we think that is the college experience, and we truly believe it has changed, and that's for the good. So we created the Maryville University experience. And what is that? Well, since I'm from the show me state, instead of just talking to you, I'm going to actually show you.
Learning in person or online. What works best for you? At Maryville, we let you decide. It's your education, your choice. giving you what you really want, the power of options to create a personalized university experience as unique as you are. Go to class, participate in campus activities, take advantage of student support services, face-to-face or through a screen. We've merged the best of both worlds to give you a university experience that fits your life. Finally, the choice is yours. College has changed for good. Maryville UX, the future of higher learning.
So everybody last year was forced into this online learning, but we actually found some students really excel. So we're giving students at Maryville the option to choose how they want to learn. So we truly believe that cookie cutter college experience is out and the Maryville University experience is in. So let me expand a little bit about what that really means, in addition to having the choice between learning in person and learning online, or actually doing both in the same semester. We have an active learning ecosystem that I'll talk about. We truly believe every student learns differently. So there's a personalized learning and student journey, digital innovation, obviously vibrant campus community, and then career outcomes, which is the most important. So active learning ecosystem, we really are a teaching and mentoring institution. Research happens, of course, at Maryville, but at the foundation of who we are, we hire faculty who love to teach and love to mentor students. And that's spread across all 4 schools and colleges with those 90+ different programs. We actually truly believe that every student learns different, so every student's journey is going to be personalized. Every student coming to Maryville is assigned a life coach in the first year, and that person is there to help you navigate the complexities of college life by providing academic advising, career advising, personal advising, and coaching to ensure your personal success. How do they do that? We actually create a personalized learning profile for each student. So there's a lot of assessments that we have students take, and then we learn how you best learn. And how does that help us? Well, let's say we learn that you're an auditory learner and you're struggling in a class. We're small enough, we know the professors, maybe that professor doesn't teach in a style that you learn in best. And so we can actually, we're able to assist our students in adjusting that because we know how you learn. How do we do all this? It's built on digital innovation. We want you to live the same life you live outside of college, right? So we got rid of our physical IDs years ago. So everything is digital now. So there is no physical student ID. It's all on your phone, on your watch, which allows you to get into our residence halls, the dining halls, you name it. All you need is a phone, which we know you carry every day with you. We have a Maryville cloud. Every student at Maryville gets an iPad when they enter the institution, and we have a cloud of about 200 apps that help you with your instructional, which actually kind of considers support for instruction. And then we just launched our digital career portfolio for students. So basically what this is, the basic resume that most students will have when they graduate will be physical. We wanted to give students the opportunity to have similar to a LinkedIn profile, but very specific to Maryville. It basically allows your resume to come to life. So you're able to upload any media format. So if you've done presentations before, you've created artwork, or if you created any digital portfolios, you can upload that and that stays with you for life, even as an alum. So again, that innovation is pretty critical. Everything inside the classroom is important, but we truly believe everything outside the classroom is equally as important. So we do have a vibrant campus community. So once again, I'm kind of show you, I think this is better than pictures on what this vibrant community looks like. Even though we're small, you can see there's a lot going on, and there's ways for you to actually engage with our community in any way you wish and choose to. So at the end of the day, career outcomes is important. 98% of our students are fully employed within 6 months of graduation, which is 16% higher than the national average. So how do you become a SAINT? I'm going to quickly go through this. There's multiple ways to apply, including the Coalition and Common App. It's free. We've been test optional for 6 years, so that's nothing new to us, and it's something that we want to make sure students understand. As far as costs are concerned, if you're looking at private schools, we think we fare pretty competitively. But the most important piece of this is that Maryville has frozen tuition over the last 5 years, and we actually reduced tuition by 5% last year. And that's part of our overall plan to reduce tuition by 20% over the next 4 to 5 years. So at Maryville, one thing you will say is that your tuition costs will never go up. And I think that's pretty critical when you're talking about financial planning and affording college. So in order to connect with us, we have a lot of ways to connect with us, but Maryville created a link tree. So if you have a minute to scan the QR code, that will give you options for all of the things, all of the ways you can connect with us, including visiting campus. And I would definitely encourage you to do that. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have.
All right, thank you so much. If I could have all of our presenters to come back on the screen, I have a few questions that we're going to answer as a panel. And we're going to answer the question the same order you presented. So the first question I'm going to ask you, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, so the first piece of advice I would give is consider large, medium, and small size schools. You never really know the type of campus that's right for you until you look into all of them. So definitely consider all sizes. Even if you're confident in one, you can sometimes find you'll surprise yourself.
Yeah, I would most definitely echo that. And in relation to that, I would say visit. Like she said, you have to weigh out your options, and being able to finally feel like what would be your best fit is by actually stepping on a campus. Again, whether that be a 2-year, 4-year, large, small, just getting on campuses really helps.
Bill?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking the next question. Yeah, anyway, my biggest advice would be make sure the colleges you have your program that you're interested in. If there's a specific program you're interested in, it sounds like a no-brainer, but it's sometimes students just pick based on, oh, this feels like a good fit, but it doesn't have the program I'm looking at. So that, that's something that you should really consider.
I think I'm next. I would strongly encourage students to ask questions and utilize the experts, whether or not you think they might have the program that you're looking for. I get calls every day asking if we have a program, and if we don't, I'll jump on Google and try and point them in the right direction, and I'm confident all of us would do that. We just want to help you find a good fit. And so don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to spend some time on our admissions pages of our college websites and utilize the opportunities we have. For example, we have virtual walk-ins where you can walk into our campus and ask questions virtually, or you can schedule virtual appointments, on-campus appointments, send emails, call us. There's a ton of ways that we all have for you to contact us to ask your questions, but my bit of advice is ask questions. No question is not worth asking.
So my biggest advice is actually to, once you've kind of narrowed down, maybe visited and considered big, large, medium, small, whatever. So everything everyone else said, follow the schools that you're interested in on social media. It's a really easy way to kind of integrate your college search into your daily life without any extra work on your part. So it makes it really easy and fun. It's a good way to engage with the community without any additional heavy lifting because you're scrolling TikTok or Instagram anyways.
This one's always hard to go last because I'm going to ditto everything everybody else said, but my best advice is just to relax and really trust your instincts and who you are, because it is about fit. And so once you've done all these things that everybody else has said, and you're trying to make your decision, you will get to a point where you'll know where that's a place you're going to feel like it's going to be home for the next 4 or 5 years. So trust yourself and relax. This is not the most important decision you're going to make in your life. So again, relax, as I think, especially for seniors, just take it easy.
All right, we have a couple more minutes. I'm going to throw out one more question to the group. What is one thing you want someone to remember about your school? Just one, same order.
Okay, one thing, I think the best alum to go through Purdue is the creator of the chicken nugget. So if you can't remember anything else about Purdue, creator of the chicken nugget was a Purdue graduate.
Well, that's hard to follow. Chicken nuggets. Wow. Our mascot we're the dragons. So we have a fire breathing statue on our campus that was donated to us from a Chinese food restaurant. So that's pretty cool and unique. So yeah, can't beat the chicken nugget though.
And for Itasca Community College, I did have this in my presentation, but we're in Itasca County, which has over 1,000 lakes just in the county.
So for DCTC, I also mentioned this in my presentation, but because of how important it is not only to the students seeking employment, but also society in general, who we need people to go into the trades, we need people to go into the technical skills. The technical trades, as DCTC is education for employment.
Jump on the fun train with Quincy, and if you remember anything about Valpo, the voice of the Pillsbury Doughboy graduated from Valpo from our communications department. Woohoo!
Okay, that is hard to follow. I'm just going to go back to the boring, but at Maryville, your costs will decrease instead of increase, like everything else in your life.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we are just about at time. So I wanted to tell you, number one, thank you to our panelists for being here. Thank you for logging in today, learning more about some fantastic schools. When you close your Zoom box link, there's going to be a quick survey. It's 5 questions. Take the time to give us feedback. It's going to be helpful for us. There are some more sessions happening today at the top of the hour. So make sure you log back in, sign up for some more, learn about some more schools. And this has been recorded and other sessions along with it. And you can find it at strivescan.com/Minnesota. All right. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.